Good afternoon, teacher, and welcome to our video presentation of the different concepts of lesson planning. Let's begin. The first author is from Milagro Ruiz. She defines lesson as a popular considered to be a unified set of tasks that cover a period of a classroom time, usually ranging from 40 to 80 minutes. These classroom time units are administratively significant for teachers because they represent steps along a curriculum before which and after teachers evaluate and prepare for the next lesson. Also affirms and those lessons. From point of view of teachers and students, time management are practical, tangible units of effort to serve to provide a rhythm of a course of study.
The second author is Rob Phillips. He says that despite substantial research over many years about how learners learn, our understanding of that process is incomplete. Educational research has produced a variety of models and frameworks, many of which are quite narrowly focused and few of which have broad applicability. Much work has been done in the field of instructional design, but this focuses on how to design environments from which learners learn, or on environments which seek to teach learners at various levels.
The next author is Marianne Selton. She defines the lesson framework as a map that helps the teacher to know how to teach. This author also defines principles for the lesson framework. Number one, it must have fluency and coherence because the lesson framework must have activities connect to each other in two types. In macro, which means that it connects lesson from previous days, and micro, which means that each activity is connected. And the second one is that each lesson must have a variety. The next one is equals association, and these authors mention elements that a lesson framework should develop. The first one is values and attitudes. Then we have description of global development. This is what the teacher expects. And the last one is detailed description of teacher competence.
Other author, according to Roxana Trigueros, persons that plan for the future are those that are sure of their objectives. That is why in education to plan its lesson is extremely necessary. This article lesson plan is defined as a source or tool that guides teacher through their working learning process. It is imperative for teacher plan his or her lesson since this has the content, method, activity, practice, and material that teacher will use in the development of the class. The next author is Milkanova. She said a lesson plan is the instruction roadmap of a student's need to learn how it will be done effectively during the class time. Before you plan your plan lesson, you will first need to identify the learning objectives for the class meeting. Then you can design and prepare learning activities and develop strategies to obtain feedback of students' learning. A successful lesson plan addresses and integrates these three key components: objectives for students, teaching learning activities, strategies to check students' understanding.
The seven authors are Lee, Joram, and Marcus. In their book, they say that planning helps you to achieve more than the sum of the individual lesson and is the only way to proactively manage your workload so that you can keep on the top the pressures of teaching, making, reporting, and administration. The next author are Martin and Jonathan Savage, that in their book, they say that planning offers the opportunity to think beyond the notion of folk pedagogies and to consider how a more powerful theoretical framework might underpin a lesson planning.
The ninth author is Thomas Farrell, and he states that teachers may wonder which way they ought to go before they enter a classroom. This usually means that teachers need to plan what they want to do in the classroom. Most teachers engage in yearly, term, unit, weekly, and daily lesson planning. And the last author is Rina Saskis et al., and they mention that planning for instruction is an important and integral part of the complex activity of teaching. Learning how to plan for instruction continues to challenge teachers educators who seek effective ways of supporting prospective teachers in this endeavor.
And this is the bibliography. We each collaborated by creating one slide in Canvas and also searching for the respective authors of lesson planning in their own concept and constructing our own definition of the author's concept. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this small video.